Hey guys, let's quickly go over acids and bases with the two main definitions. So that's Brønsted-lowry and Lewis acids and bases. So for acids, Brønsted-lowry is based off of where your hydrogen is, or where your proton is. And so an acid is defined as a hydrogen donor, and a base is a hydrogen acceptor. And this is for Brønsted-lowry. However, for Lewis acids and bases, they follow the electron. And so an electron acceptor is an acid and an electron donor is a base. And a lot of times these end up being the same thing, so we label acids and bases the same way. However, if you're not actually looking at a hydrogen, so if an electron is being accepted by something that's not a hydrogen, then you will have a Lewis acid or base. However, Brønsted-lowry and its definition won't apply at all because it just follows the protons, it just follows the hydrogen. So let's look at a really common reaction. So you have HCl and you have water. And so you can see we have one of the electrons from the water getting the hydrogen. And we have this bond between HCl breaking, and the electrons from that bond that were shared in a polar covalent bond are now creating the ion, which will just be chloride. So, I don't know why there's a line there. Ignore that. But we have hydronium, which is the acid, and we have chloride, which is the base. And you can see that we have the first for Brønsted-lowry, we have the H being accepted by the water. So the water is the base because it's accepting the hydrogen. And then if we remember, an acid is a hydrogen donor. So HCl is donating the hydrogen. And then, so that's why HCl is the acid. On the other hand, if we use Lewis acids and bases, HCl is the electron acceptor. And by that, it means that the electrons from oxygen are being given, in a way, to the hydrogen to sort of like grab it. And so it's accepting those electrons. And the thing that's accepting those electrons is the hydrogen from HCl. So that is why it's the electron acceptor. And then the water is obviously donating the electrons to form the new bond, and that's why it's the electron donor. And obviously, once you do the reaction, it's going to flip. So what was the acid is now like the conjugate base, and what was the base is now the conjugate acid. So that is a quick review. So Brønsted-lowry and Lewis acids and bases. Brønsted-lowry follows the hydrogen, and Lewis acids and bases follow the electron. That's all I got for you guys. God bless.